warm, encouraging. Every journey begins with a single step. Your struggles are stepping stones to strength. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. The view is always worth the climb. Fear is a reaction, courage is a decision. Trust yourself. You know more than you think you do. Happiness is not by chance, but by choice. You are capable of amazing things. Voiceover. Gap 4.0s, aerial view of a winding path through a lush forest. Embrace the journey, for it shapes who you are. Gap 3.0s, slow pan to a hiker on the path, looking up at the sky. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your dreams. Gap 5.0s, caption appears among the trees. Your journey is your own. Gap 3.0s, close-up of hiker's determined face. Trust in the process and believe in your own strength. Gap 4.0s, hiker continues walking, path illuminated by sunlight. Gap 8.0s, majestic view of the forest opening up to a breathtaking vista. Gap 3.0s, fade to black. Gap 4.0s, time-lapse of night turning to dawn over a mountain range. Persistence is the key to unlocking your true potential. Gap 3.0s, slow motion of a runner pushing through a tough terrain. Challenges may arise, but they are merely stepping stones. Gap 4.0s, runner stumbles but gets back up, determined. Gap 3.0s, caption appears. Rise every time you fall. Gap 3.0s, runner continues with renewed vigor. Gap 4.0s, close-up of runner's face, sweat glistening, eyes focused. Remember, the greatest success stories are written with perseverance. Gap 5.0s, runner reaches the summit, arms raised in triumph. Gap 3.0s, wide shot of the runner overlooking the vast landscape, sun rising. Gap 8.0s, fade to black. Gap 4.0s, aerial view of a diverse group of people forming a circle, holding hands. There is immense power in unity. Gap 3.0s, slow motion of different hands clasping together. When we stand together, we are stronger, more resilient. Gap 4.0s, group begins to move in unison, symbolizing harmony. Gap 3.0s, caption appears. Together we rise. Gap 3.0s, group helps a person up who had fallen, everyone smiling. Gap 4.0s, close-up of different faces showing determination and hope. Every challenge becomes surmountable when we face it as one. Gap 5.0s, group reaches the top of a hill, cheering and embracing each other. Gap 3.0s, wide shot of the group overlooking the horizon, holding hands, sun setting. Gap 8.0s, fade to black. Gap 3.0s, a close-up shot of a person smiling warmly. Kindness is a language that transcends all barriers. Gap 4.0s, slow motion of someone offering a helping hand to another. It's a simple act that can change someone's day or even their life. Gap 4.0s, a montage of people performing random acts of kindness, helping an elderly person, giving a compliment, sharing food. Gap 3.0s, caption appears. Kindness costs nothing, but means everything. Gap 4.0s, a child giving a flower to a stranger, both smiling. Gap 3.0s, close-up of the flower being accepted, hands clasping gently. When we choose kindness, we create ripples of positivity that spread far and wide. Gap 5.0s, a person receiving a kind gesture, their face lighting up with genuine happiness. Gap 3.0s, wide shot of people coming together, sharing laughter and joy. Gap 8.0s, fade to black. Gap 3.0s, close-up shot of a sunrise, rays spreading warmth. Gratitude is the bridge between our past and future, grounding us in the present moment. Gap 4.0s, slow motion of people hugging each other, genuine smiles on their faces. It's the simple recognition of the good in our lives, no matter how small. Gap 4.0s, a montage of people writing in gratitude journals, thanking someone, appreciating nature. Gap 3.0s, caption appears. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. Gap 4.0s, a child handing a thank you note to a teacher, both sharing a heartfelt moment. Gap 3.0s, close-up of the note being read, eyes glistening with emotion. When we practice gratitude, we open our hearts to more joy and abundance. Gap 5.0s, a person reflecting quietly by a serene lake, a look of peace on their face. Gap 3.0s, wide shot of a community gathering, sharing stories of gratitude. Gap 8.0s, fade to black.